All right, man, let's go and get a new cast. I'm actually really happy that this is getting changed today. A couple of reasons. One, this thing is so ugly, man. Like, it's so ugly, it's heavy, it's mad hot. Obviously, when you first get put in a cast, it's just a plaster cast. It's half, it's not a full cast either, to account for the swelling. And the second cast is a fiberglass cast. So it's lighter, it looks a lot better, it's more breathable. It's just all round better. And the past couple of weeks in this place have been so hot. I don't know if it's because of the cast, not that it's hot because of the cast, but I've been like overheating like crazy. So I'm hoping where the new one is a little bit more breathable, it should be a bit of a more comfortable experience. I realized, so this one I've been in for 2 weeks, I'm 2 weeks post-op now, and I realized next one's either gonna be 6 weeks or 4 weeks. The wording on the discharge letter doesn't really make sense. By the time I've come out of my cast of the last 10 months, so what, 40 weeks, I will have been in a cast for 16 of them. Once I'm coming out of this one, which is not a good experience in life, man. It's not a good life experience. And ultimately, it's just another step along the way to recovery. Gotta take the positives where you can, I guess. So this is actually the worst part for me. I say that I haven't experienced the rest of it yet, but I feel like pain I'm fine with. Once I get to rehab, I'm gonna be fine with that too. But being in this cast and like the lack of independence, like before I left the yard, I had to get my dad to tie my shoelaces for me, because I can't do it, along with a lot of other things. So the other thing that I'm really looking forward to is, it sounds weird, but when you go under general anesthetic, anybody who's done it will understand. But 1 second you're sitting in a chair talking to some nurse or doctor who's making small talk to make you feel comfortable. Literally, it feels like 1 second later you wake up, but it's obviously hours later. Like, I think I woke up 4 hours later. So go through this whole surgery, but it literally just feels like a cutscene in a movie, like it never happened. So I'm looking forward to seeing what is actually underneath this as well for the first time.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Obviously, I don't record the amount of waiting I had to do because who wants to see that? But to be honest, it wasn't actually that bad. I had an x-ray, waited maybe 15-20 minutes to see my surgeon afterwards. Shout out Mr. Berber, seems like a top guy. I also didn't record the conversation I had with him because that felt a bit over the top, setting up a camera in a little room. But he essentially ran me through the fact that everything went really well with the operation and what the next steps were going to be. I'm not going to go too far into that now because in the next part of the video, I'm reflecting on kind of the change in plan. He then showed me a series of x-rays, the first of which is on the screen now, which is obviously when I first did it. Sometimes I forget how badly I messed up the bones as well as the two ligaments. When I saw this one here, it is genuinely the first time I think all this sunk in. When I first did this, they said this x-ray was the most crazy, but I didn't really understand why until I saw the shot of my MRI once everything was back to normal, or normalish. The comparison just flicked something in my head, and yeah, like I said, everything just sunk in, and I don't actually really know how to describe that feeling, but a big wave of some kind of emotion just suddenly just flew over my body. But yeah, all fixed up now, I guess. And that was the whole conversation, really. And then he sent me to go and get my stitches taken out, my sutures trimmed, and my new cast put on. If you're squeamish, now's probably the time to look away. But again, when I saw the state of my arm, that thing I said I was looking forward to, boy, once again, the severity of the surgery really hit home. Seeing my arm and how far up they'd had to open me up. But as always, we move. So enjoy that process. Honestly, shout out this guy as well, by the way. I don't remember his name. He also changed my cast and put my cast on when I broke my arm and wrist back in September. He is a cool guy. He was chatting to me about football, about everything. And there was another lady in here as well who was also going through it. He was doing us both at the same time, no diddy. He's just a cool guy. He's a very cool guy. I also told him that I was going to document everything, and he was so encouraging. So if you ever see this, shout out you, man. Shout out you. Because I think these little things make a huge difference when people are going through whatever they're going through. All right, man. New car secured. That's a pretty uncomfortable experience. I didn't realize that all my dressings and stitches were getting taken out and everything getting changed. Not the most enjoyable, but glad it's done. All the wounds have healed perfectly, all the stitches came out fine. I was actually mad shocked at how far up my arm they opened up, because I knew they would open up the top of the wrist, the bottom of the wrist. But I've actually also got stitches really far up my arm. I didn't actually ask why. Maybe I should have done. It actually turns out that I was meant to have my cast off fully today. I don't know what they put in my discharge letter. Clearly wasn't accurate, because I was going in there expecting either 4 or 6 weeks of a new cast. The surgeon actually said the plan was to take off my cast entirely today and start physio immediately. Which I kind of wish he hadn't have told me, because now, well, no, I lie. To be fair, like I said, I was expecting 4 to 6 weeks, and I'm in this for 4 weeks. But the fact that I could have been out today. But he said that in the last couple of patients, or he's had a couple of patients recently, where the tendon that was grafted to, or the tendon that was used to graft the new ligament has started to fray. And he thinks the only explanation is because of kind of motion and movement too early in the recovery process. So considering age and where I'm trying to get back to, whatever, just wants to err on the side of caution. Immobilize it for another 4 weeks, let it heal nice and thick before we start physio. And like I said, I went in there expecting extra damn flying ants.
Woods death.
The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town.
I went in there expecting an extra 4 weeks minimum. And that's what I've come out with, so I'm alright with that. And as I said, I would also like my wrist back to full strength, so caution is good with me, but I'm not going to rush this one. But it doesn't look too bad at all. It doesn't look too bad at all. It's a lot better than the last cast, and it's way more comfortable. Wait, let me see if I can... Is this going to work? Maybe.